Can you tell us a little bit more about the Catholic tradition? What does your faith look like? What is important to you? I know it's not a monolith by any means, but we talked before this started a little bit how Pope Francis meant a lot to you.
Being Catholic your whole life, I've had the privilege of having a lot of other faith experiences outside of the Catholic denomination, so I could kind of compare and contrast. Most of my experience obviously is in the Catholic world, and as I grew and my faith changed, I guess, and my own views on the world, I really started to become disillusioned with faith in general, in Christianity and even Catholicism. As a worship leader, musician, I travel a lot, but not necessarily doing a lot of concerts. I did do concerts, but I would play at these like big worship events, these big Catholic worship events. I was really tired of Christians. I was tired of false piety, of the lack of justice and activism. And so Francis was elected and he comes out, and usually all the popes, they put on this very ornate red gold stole, and he didn't. He just came out in a kind of simple white cassock. It was just so simple and so humble. And I remember watching it and I'm like, wow, I felt so hopeful for the future of the church and for myself as a Catholic who felt like I was really on the brink of checking out, leaving that world. And then that kind of first day really set the tone for his papacy. I think what I loved about him is he pissed off American Catholics so much. American Catholics, especially the super churchy ones, were just pissed all the time at Francis. Like, he's tearing the church apart. He said we should love gay people. I've loved that. And it kept me in, because to me, that's the guy that was modeling Jesus more than anybody I'd ever seen, you know? And I know this is not just true in the Catholic world. I know it's also true in evangelical spaces, but in the Catholic world, we have mass every single day, praying the rosary, or like doing all these things all the time in church. And that's what holiness looks like. That doesn't compute to me. I feel like our faith needs to have legs and action. And it's fine that you pray all the time. What else are we doing to follow Jesus and to live out the words that he said when he's talking about loving your neighbor and your enemy and feeding the poor? Piety's become this very inward thing where, and I could say specifically in the Catholic world, it looks like, oh yeah, I go to mass every single day and I church all the time and I go to that. But what are you doing outside of that to advance the kingdom of God, to show Jesus to others? And I just saw Francis making that his whole point. The whole point of his papacy was to take Jesus outside of the church walls, to find the marginalized and the oppressed, to comfort those who have maybe felt disenfranchised from main church circles. I know for myself, he was really, truly a breath of fresh air for me and inspired me and kept me here